Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about something important, PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. This condition was recognized in 1980 and it describes the effects of experiencing a brief but very traumatic event like a war, sexual assault, accident or terrorist attack. There is also something called complex PTSD, which was recognized in 1994. This describes going through something very traumatic over a long period, usually in the first 15 years of life. Things like emotional neglect, bullying, disrupted attachment, violence, and anger can cause this. Believe it or not, up to 20% of us might have undiagnosed complex PTSD. We know something is wrong, but we can't figure out what it is. We don't know what to call it, can't connect our symptoms, and don't know who to ask for help. Let's talk about 12 main symptoms of complex PTSD. As I go through these, think about which ones might apply to you. If more than 7 sound familiar, it might be worth paying attention. Feeling that nothing is safe. No matter where we are, we feel like something bad is going to happen. We are always on high alert, expecting a disaster. We might worry about being humiliated, put in prison, or losing everything. Logic doesn't help. It's not just confusion, it's an illness. We can never relax. Our bodies are always tense. Being touched might feel uncomfortable, especially in certain areas. The idea of doing yoga or meditation might feel disgusting or even scary. Anxiety can also mess with our digestion. We can't sleep well and often wake up early feeling alarmed like we have let our guard down and are now in more danger. Deep down, we might have a terrible self-image. We hate who we are, think we are ugly, and feel monstrous. We might feel predatory, sickening, or shameful. We are often drawn to people who are emotionally unavailable. We say we hate needy people, but really, we fear those who are too present. We go for people who are disengaged and have their own. People who want to be close to us can make us feel sick. We might call them uppish, revolting, or desperate. We can lose our temper badly, sometimes with others, but often with ourselves. We are not just angry, we are very worried. We fear everything is about to go wrong again. Our anger is a mask for our fear. Paranoia is another big one. It's not that we think people will poison us, but we suspect others will hostile and try to crush and humiliate us. Social media can be tough because it mirrors the randomness and meanness we fear in the world. Being alone can feel very attractive because other people seem so dangerous and worrying. We might dream of living under a rock away from everyone. We might not always recognize it, but living can feel so exhausting and unpleasant that sometimes we just feel not to exist anymore. Being spontaneous is something we can do. We are very strict about our routines because it helps us feel in control. When plans change suddenly, it feels like everything is falling apart. To feel safe, we might bury ourselves in work, chasing money, fame, recognition, but this doesn't help. This feeling of danger and self-hate is too deep to be fixed by success. Even if many people praise us, one criticism can bring back our self-doubt. Taking breaks from work, like during retirement or holidays, can be especially hard. So what's the cure for complex PTSD? First, we need to realize that we have been through something terrible and haven't properly processed it because we lacked a kind, stable environment. Long ago, someone made us feel extremely unsafe, even if they were a parent. We were made to believe we were unacceptable. We were judged harshly. The damage might have been obvious or the damage might have outwardly happy family. Emotional neglect in high-achieving families can be as damaging as active violence in deprived ones. If this sounds familiar, we need to stop being brave and start being kind to ourselves. Feeling compassion for our younger selves is crucial, even if it is hard. Finding a therapist or counselor trained in complex PTSD can help. They can guide us in facing the trauma and recognizing its impact on our lives. At its core, complex PTSD comes from lack of love, and the cure is the same: We need to relearn to love ourselves. If any of this sounds familiar, it's important to seek help. Share this with someone you trust and don't forget to subscribe to Calm Sage for more support and insights.